a circle. And this is very important, very, very important. What do we want to look at per circle? We are going to be concerned with two things, area and perimeter. So we have a circle like this. Firstly, let us define the different parts of a circle. We did that partly pataka introduce circle geometry, so we are going to treat this as a revision. So this boundary line is called a circumference, and it like that. Then we always have a center. Tikava ne a line rinenge richigura daiso like that. Line racho rinenge chinzi chord. Then space ino cannot area e inge chinzi a minor segment, if you remember. Then iyo inge yakunzi a major segment. Then we have lines inside, like this line is a radius. Radius line rinobva pa center richibata pa circumference, and line rinobva pa circumference ropfuura pa center richinobata pa circumference rinonzi chi diameter. Then a part of the circumference, like andiri kushedai, this part kana tingori neka part ke circumference kanonzi chi arc. And then we are going to talk about sector. Can start up pamusoro pe sector? Usually we are referring to, we go per center and we draw a radius and another radius. Piece inoi do indication zichi a sector. And so a segment inogadzirwa ne chord, sector inogadzirwa ne radius. Those are the different parts of a circle. Let us firstly discuss the perimeter of a circle. So again we have a circle. Kana chitsvaga perimeter ye circle, tiri kutsvaga the distance right round the circumference. Saka perimeter ye circle, perimeter of circle, dzimwe nguva vanoivhunza vachiti circumference of circle. Saka mukaona vachivhunza what is the circumference of the circle, vari kuvhunza perimeter. Circumference of circle, this is equal to 2 pi r. 2 pi r. Okay. Let us discuss a little things. So perimeter of a circle, we need the circumference, we also need the radius r. Anditika? So kana chiti pi trikurevei, we have a video where we explained pi, but it's outside the syllabus. It was just joy of knowing. You can watch it. It's an hour long, so I wouldn't encourage you to watch it if you want to prepare for the exam, but it's just for joy. Kana chitaura pamusoro pe pi, we have introduced pi kuma rational and irrational numbers. You have to remember pi it can take on two different approximations. Pi inogona kunzi 22/7 or 3.14 zvichienda kumberi. Saka pi vanokuudzai, and if you look at my questions as ZIMSEC, kana zvichida kushandisa pi mukati, they will tell you kuti pi is equal to 22/7 kana kuti pi is equals to 3.14 blah blah blah. Kana vasina kukuudzai kuti pi iri equal to chi, do not convert the pi. Saka kana pa question yenyu pasina kuspecifyiwa kuti pi iri equal to chi, your answer should be in terms of pi. And it ndochekutanga. Saka I think we're going to have an example to illustrate what we are learning. Now, let us talk about, let me do this. Let us discuss about the relationship ukama sungawirirano between r, radius, and diameter d. I think this is also important. So the relationship between the radius and the diameter yakamira so. We have a center. Tikabva pacircumference tikagumira pacenter tine radius. Tikabva pacenter panapa tikanobata futi pacircumference, line iri richiramba riri straight tine radius. But line racho rinonzi futi chi diameter. Saka a diameter D is equal to R, radius inobva pacircumference ichigumira pacenter, plus R, radius inobva pacenter ichigumira padiameter, making sure that this ichigumira pacircumference, making sure that this line is straight. D is equals to R plus R, kureva kuti D is equal to 2R. Kureva kuti R inenge iri equal to D over 2, kana kuti half of D. Anditika? That's important. Saka tikadzoka kuside kunoku kwatiri kuti perimeter is equal to 2 pi r. Tinogona kuinyora because remember the isomorphy of multiplication. Multiplication haina basa kuti wati 3 times 2 kana kuti wati 2 times 3. Order haina basa ku multiplication. Saka 2 pi r tinogona kuinyora yakati 2 r pi. But 2r, remember, is the diameter. Diameter is equals to 2 times radius. Saka ino inogona kuya yakati pi d. That's another form of the perimeter formula. Saka it's either it's 2 pi r kana kuti it's pi d, diameter times pi. Okay, let's formulate an example to help you understand. We are obviously going to look for ZIMSEC examples and Cambridge examples, but let us say we are given a circle, we are given a radius of 2 centimeters, and twatanzi find the perimeter. Saka chedu kungoya panapa toti perimeter is equal to 2 pi r, which is equal to 2 pi times g, r and 2. Saka answer yedu inenge 4 pi. Unge vasina kutaura kuspecify kuti pi is equal to chi. Asi kana vakaspecify kuti pi is equal to 22 over 7, then answer yedu teta kuti 4 times chi, 22 over 7, which happens to be 88 over 7. Then you have to simplify it, blah blah blah. Saka munongo replace a pi kana maudza kuti mu replace. Vanokuudza say vanenge vakaspecify pa question kuti pi is equal to chi. The reason why musingagone kungo replace a pi na 22 over 7, 22 over 7 is an approximation. Haiziyo value ya pi, asi if value iri padhuze na pi. 3.14 blah 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 is the actual value of pi, but if you study the magnificence of the constant pi, you are going to see that it never repeats and stuff. Saka please do not replace pi kana musina kuudzwa explicitly in the question. Vanokuudza say they tell you that pi anenge equal to chi. Anditi? Okay. Saka that's the perimeter or the circumference of a circle. Let us come to the area of a circle. How do we get the area of a circle? Kana tichitaura area ye circle, what are we going to use? Area of a circle, saka irikureva kuti circle, kana ngatingoti area of a circle is equal to pi r squared. This is the formula, pi r squared. Perimeter is 2 pi r, area is pi r squared. But since andika d is equal to 2r, remember, kureva kuti tikadivide both sides na 2r inenge equal to d over 2, like this, we can rephrase the area of a circle as g is pi d over 2 squared, which is equal to pi d squared over 4. But as you can see, this is unnecessary. Kungozvomeserawo. Saka chero makapiwa diameter munongotora half yediameter yacho. And vanogona kuya vakakupa diameter like panapa. Kuri kuti vanga vaya vakakupa diameter and diameter 4. Kuti muzive kuti radius ndeyani, munongoti d is equals to 4. Then moziva imimi kuti d is also equal to 2r. Saka mukareplace d uyu na 2r. 2r is equals to 4. Multiplied both sides like this. Muchangoona kuti r inenge equal to 2. Saka munongotora half of that diameter mobva maisa muformula for perimeter 2 pi r, for area pi r squared. Because mogona kuita mistake motadza kuapply ma laws of indices zvakanaka panapa, where we said kana tichitora the square of a fraction, both the numerator and denominator should be squared. That's why azobuda iri pi d squared over 4. That is the area. So what do we need for the area? We need the radius or the diameter, depending with vakupai chi. That's all we need. Ma formulas aya kutomaziva. Kana musingamazivi, you lose a lot of marks unnecessarily. Okay. There's the last part we want to discuss today. Sector of a circle, which tikada kunakirwa yedu, this is just the piece of the cake. The piece of the cake. Saka vanoziva makeke isu vamwe tinosangana naro paChristmas chete. Saka this is the cake, and that's the shape. It's a circle. Remember tati sector tunayowana kupi? So we have our cake, we have our circle. But before we go there, let me discuss something. There's a common confusion which I want to address, which is sector versus segment. Saka tanga tambo taura nezvayo. Saka chinonzi segment. The segment of a circle inogadzirwa nechord pamwechete nearc. Saka we have this piece which is the chord, and then this boundary which is the arc. Inoi arc inge chinzi a minor arc, and arc iri kune rimwe side is a major arc, if you remember from our circle geometry. Whereas kana chitaura pamusoro pe sector, a sector inogadzirwa ne 2 maradius plus arc. Saka inogadzirwa ne 2 radii plus this arc. Saka take a sector to be more like a cake piece. Saka tikutaura pamusoro pe cake, kana kuti pizza slice. You can also imagine it like that. Ansanambona munhu anocheka keke so kuti ari ku keke redu oya otasinga uruda kucheka hafu kudai so. No, kana ticheka makeke edu, we slice, then we take this piece. Piece iyi ndo inenge chinzi chi sector. Saka from now on, when you go into Pizza Inn and you want to treat yourself to some nice pizza, know that it's a sector and which you are eating. Then I don't know, kana tine chino chiri like chiri a secular chatino cheka ma piece in this way. I do not know. Saka hii topic mchaita futi ku A level, but ku A level inenge ya rimwe sita, inenge ya kunzi secular measure. We are not going to discuss much about my formulas ku A level, but you should know kuti the difference is just ku A level kunoshandiswa ma radians, ku O level kunoshandiswa ma degrees. That's the difference. Let us get back to business. We have the piece of the cake or the pizza slice. This is our sector. Saka sector redu rakagadzirwa ne 2 maradius like this and this piece of the arc. Chamunofanirwa kuziva chekutanga, muchavunzwa area of a sector, muchavunzwa perimeter of a sector, muchavunzwa netumwe tunhu tunowedzerwa mukati area of segment. I'm going to teach you all of it. So area of sector, what is it equal to? I want you to acknowledge that is a piece of a cake, because kana mchivunzwa area vanenge vakakupai angle iri panapa theta, so it's a piece. But PC, how are we going to define it? Tichati, it's theta over 360. That's the piece. So whenever you want to find the area or perimeter of a sector, you have to be able to identify your piece. Piece yangu yakamira sei. Saka piece yacho, it's theta ingo yamapiwa over 360. That's the piece. Intuitively, it should make sense. Then you multiply that piece times the area of a circle yatunozoema yese pi r squared. This is the area of a sector. Yatopera. And should make intuitive sense. Okay. You should know that this is a radius. This is also a radius. Very important. What about perimeter of a sector? It equal to chi. Saka perimeter of a sector is a bit tricky, but I'm going to show you. Chekutanga, we define the sector theta over 360 degrees, panapa mamchikono degrees, and it. Then we multiply it. What is the perimeter of a circle yatinoziva yakudhara? 2 pi r. But azvigumira apo. And the reason why zvisingagumiri ipapo, panapa tinenge tangotsvaga kaperimeter kanaka. Murikuzviona akaka. Ndokeka katenge tatsvaga. Kana tikati theta over 360 times 2 pi r, tangotsvaga kaperimeter ako. Kureva kuti kana tichida kutsvaga perimeter the whole sector, tinenge takuti plus r, which is plus 2r. Satita kuti plus r plus r. Tatsvaga this part plus r plus r. This is the perimeter of a sector. But iyi vanoivhunza as a trick question. Chavanowanzokuvhunza vanenge vachivhunza yavanoti length of arc, kana kuti arc length, however they put it. So the length of the arc ndiyo iri equal to theta over 360, we define the sector, times 2 pi r. Iyi andaisa in red, because remember kuti part of a circumference inonzi arc. Saka iyi andaisa mu red ndiyo inenge ichinzi length of the arc, ndiyo inongotsvagwa nekuti chi theta times 2 pi r. I hope I'm making intuitive sense. Kana zvisinganzwisisiki, please don't hesitate to tell me. Okay. Saka these are the main things, but area of sector ne length of arc ndo zvinowanzofunzwa. Inoyi inowanzokuya as a tricky question. Okay. Asatapedza, takutopedza. Let us say for another circle, cake, pizza, let us say pizza this time. Our pizza slice, a sector, then it's r, panapa, angle theta. Then manje, we put a chord panapa like this. They can do this. Put a chord. Then wokufunza yekuti what is the area of segment? Yeah. They can be wicked, these people. And segment iri kufunzwa ndeiyi andashedai. Saka aya manje anenge ama applying questions. So generally speaking, area of segment andashedai, it's going to be equal to area of sector and it subtracting area of triangle. And let me try to make it make sense. Area of sector, kureva sector yese ishi. Anditika? Saka tikawana area of sector, to subtract area yeka triangle kanaka. zviri kumeka sense here kuti tinosara nepakashedewa apa. Saka tashandisa the method of elimination. Tatsvaka area yesector yese tosubtracta area yetriangle. Tinongosara nearea yesegment iri kudiwa. Saka area of sector, we define the sector theta over 360 degrees times then area yesector yese, remember, saka it's just times pi r squared like this, toisa mabrackets dot minus area of triangle. Tapiwa theta, hatina kupiwa perpendicular height. So remember from kwatatangira lesson, half AB sine theta. But panapa, let us simplify it a little. So this is toisa mabrackets minus half of A na B ndi R na R, because ndo maline ari kugadzira angle, saka it's just R times R, which is chi R squared. So half R squared sine theta. And I will leave it like this. You can simplify this to be simpler, but I don't do that. Some books do, I don't. Because and sikuda kuti musoro menyu mpinde mafomula yakawanda, mufana ngoziva kuti zvinowanikwa sei. Saka iro ndo formula rinoshanda pakutsvaka the area of segment. Musavhundutswa naro, musavatya. Vaijipita vamuri kuona nhasi muchazombofa makavaona futi. Saka musavhundutswa naro, nzwisisai kuti rinowanikwa sei intuitively. Mukanzwisisa kuti intuitively zvikameka sense kwamuri, you can formulate it anywhere, anytime. Okay. Then the other thing they do is vanoti mutsvage the length of the chord. So let me keep this kuti muone zvandokureva. Saka it's like this. Our center, our theta, our two radiuses toisa chord. Over vatitsvagai length of chord. Saka chord yacho ndei kai. And it length of chord. Saka length of chord inenge iri equal to chi. Kuti muwane length of this chord, you can use the cosine rule. So you have to understand and remember the cosine rule. Saka let us just put it aside for remembrance. Takadzidza cosine rule, tikati A, B, C, C. Tikati kana chida kuwana C, tichida wana this C, teoti C squared is equals to chi A squared plus B squared minus 2AB cos of C. You remember? And saka tinge tida kuwana C itine angle iri panapa, which is angle C. Saka this is the formula. Kana takuya apply panapa, tinge takuti, let us say kuti chord yacho it's going to be C. Saka teta kuti C squared is equal to R squared, which is A squared plus R squared minus 2 times R cos theta. So this is equal to C squared is 2R squared minus 2R squared cos theta. Don't be tempted to subtract as eta zero, subtract because this is 2R squared cos theta. Saka panapa chanangangokusira chekuti you use the cosine rule anyhow. Saka munoshandisa cosine rule masivira munoita cosine rule like that. Saka these are the trick questions they use, but let us say they tell you find the iyanguvawo yemusoro mangu. Dai ndaiseta ZIMSEC ndo zvimwe zvinhu zvandaiputitsa vanhu nazvo izvi. Ndaingoti find the perimeter of segment. Saka perimeter of segment ndenchirevei R like this. Saka perimeter of segment inenge iri inoi like this arc. Perimeter, remember. Saka you just have to find the length of arc. Saka panapa inenge ingori arc length plus then this chord length but haiswa zviuyi izvi handisana mboona question yakadai, kungoimaginawo kwangu, saka I'm not going to elaborate it, otherwise you might be in shock.